I want to say the last time I've been at the GMC store to do a review on a GMC Sierra HD has probably been 2 or 3 weeks. And I'm actually shocked at how much inventory they have here at Jerry Seiner. They normally had probably 2 times the amount of inventory, probably 3 times the amount of inventory they have currently right now. So they have a couple of these Denali Ultimates. They have quite a bit of Denalis. And the rest is just SOT and SLE, and of course the work trucks are a dime a dozen because they always order those in bulk for businesses out here. Now if I take you over to the Ford dealer or even the Ram store out here, you're going to see considerably more inventory for these types of trucks. Now I'll explain why that is here in a second, but I'm going to give you my main point, which is GMC is probably one of the best trucks to buy off the lot, and I'm hoping that Ram and Ford watch this video, and I'm going to use this Ultimate as my point. So Jerry Seiner did provide this truck for me today. They are here in South Jordan, Utah. It is available. Be sure to ask for Frank P. Let them know you saw the video. I know they're doing discounts on these, so better hurry. At the very top is the description. Summit white with the Alpine Umber interior. Short listing of the standard equipment is listed. Base price comes in at $96,700. Now this one does have the 5th wheel prep package and the high idle switch. Destination comes in at $2,195 with a total price of $99,640. Literally someone just rode over here to say how beautiful this truck was. Too funny, and it is actually a really nice spec here. But yes, back to the window sticker. Did you guys notice that? If you get the highest trim level on this Sierra HD, you only have a few options that you can choose. 5th wheel prep package, high idle switch. If you live in Florida, you don't need a high idle switch, right? If you don't plan on towing a Gooseneck 5th wheel trailer, you don't need 5th wheel prep package. But apart from that, everything else comes standard. Now let's talk about Ram for a second. Ram just loves to nickel and dime you, and I'm gonna keep beating on them until they fix this. When you get a Limited, I think you have to get that level 1 equipment group to get that camera. If you get a Ford Super Duty and get the, what is it, the Platinum Plus, which is the top trim with that package, you still have to opt for a spray-in bed liner. Neither one of those truck manufacturers give you a gimmicky tailgate, and quite honestly, this gimmicky tailgate is pretty darn good. I use mine at least a few times a month because I don't use my bed that much, but also you get this kicker sound system. Neither other two give you any of that kind of stuff. The only option that you can add back here are those lights, but I have them and I don't use them. So if I were to buy another truck, I would option it without them. And that is why I truly believe why this is the best truck to buy. See, it's a lot easier, and I've said this in the past, it's so easy to come to a GMC store and buy a truck, because even if this was a Denali, there's like a Denali reserve package, and 9 times out of 10 every truck gets ordered with that. So unless you're building your truck from the factory, your truck's going to have those options. But again, the layout of this truck, right, and the amount of options that you get, and this truck does not cross over $100,000. They have a large cab, they have the biggest bed in the segment, and just add on to that how comfortable these trucks drive. That is why I truly believe the GMC trucks are selling extremely well and why they don't have any inventory. Let's go take a peek at the dealers. Either I haven't driven a 1-ton GMC Duramax in a while, or they have changed something with these trucks. These trucks have so much better off the line acceleration. Like, I gave it like 20% throttle when I just took off from that stop sign, and man, this truck is jolted forward. I know this truck has a 12-inch ring gear, but like, it feels a lot more peppier compared to my truck, which is kind of interesting. I mean, my truck feels good, but it's just, this one just feels better. And I wonder if they've changed something. I know people have said that they might have done some updates on the 10 speed, and that could be it, but I have an 11.5 inch ring gear versus this 12, so that could possibly be it too. But let me show you guys the acceleration once the light turns green. There we go. Yeah, this truck feels a little bit more aggressive off the line, especially compared to just some of the trucks I've tested in the past. I mean, there's always a little bit of lag here and there with these trucks because they do start in second gear typically. But yeah, this one just feels a little bit more peppier for sure. But let's go ahead and head over to the Ford store, and then we'll jump over to the Ram store after that. Alrighty. So we just made it to the Ford dealer. So they actually have a little bit less inventory over here. But yeah, here's their Super Duties. And they have a few half tons sprinkled in as well, but these are all brand new trucks. But they actually have quite a bit of inventory. I mean, these dealerships are within 3 miles from each other, and they have a ton of Super Duties here. A few more over here, right there. Oh, can't go that way. And then there's a few more down that way too, on that aisle. There are just a few sprinkled around the lot, and I would say that they probably have 20 to 30 trucks here, ballpark, right? And so right over here, you guys will see, this is just the opposite side here. All right, let's go over to Ram now. So Ram trucks are just kind of everywhere. So I'll probably show you guys just an idea of at the dealerships, all the inventory that they have, but they have trucks as far as the eye can see. Everything, they're in just about every row, I would say, but most of them are right here. Okay, so you guys can see there's some half tons sprinkled in here, but there are mostly HDs. There's a few more on that side too, and in front of us, let's drive over to the main lot. So you guys see right here, mostly half tons to start with, but halfway through you see there's just a row of HD Ram trucks too. So Ford and Ram have quite a bit of inventory. These dealerships are within 3 miles of each other, okay? Now let's go over to the GMC so you can see my point. So you guys see there's 2 trucks right here, and they have the rest of the HDs right there. Now these are all commercial trucks, so sprinkled in there are some cabin chassis, trucks with beds basically. But there was a time when this whole row had trucks in the back and in the front. And as you guys see, this is all they have. They only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I'm not going to count any commercial trucks because those are more than likely pre-sold. And then they have just a couple more right over here. That one's someone's truck, this black one here. That one looks to be getting sold. But there's one here, and there's 2 more right here. So you guys see, there's one there, and then there's one on the other side of it right there. Lastly, there's 3 right there. 4 actually, 4. That black one is a new one. Most of these trucks are used. There's one more there. So reality is you can see the big difference between GMC, Ford, and Ram when it comes down to inventory. So here's what you have to understand. The GMC Sierra HD had nearly an 18% increase year over year compared to 2024 for Q2. Ford actually had a good Q2 as well. They came in at 13.5%. I believe that is for just Super Duty, but sometimes if you don't cross-check the numbers, sometimes it's half tons and Super Duty. Ram wasn't even in the ballpark. Their HDs, I don't know what the number was because they just came out with the HDs earlier this year, so maybe by Q3 we'll have a better outlook on those. But when you really consider the way that GM specs this truck, you won't get heads-up display with the Ram, although that would come standard with the Platinum trim level from Ford. This camera view is not available for Ford and is still an option for a limited trim level truck. I do like the fact that GM does give you the suede on the roof, on the A and B pillars, and they give you the leather wrap grab handles front and rear too. As far as the massage seats, that's something else that Ram does not give you. However, on Platinum trim, that would come standard. Power deployable running boards are an option for Ram trucks. Clearance lights are an option for both. GM gives you their best suspension from the factory. You also get the camera provisions standard when you get this Denali Ultimate, as I showed you guys earlier, this gimmicky tailgate with that kicker sound system. You also get a locker standard on this truck. Ram just gives you an anti-spin, and I believe a locker is still an option whether you get a Platinum or Platinum Plus too. So when it really comes down to it, like I said guys, it's just so much easier to roll up in here and get this truck. And I want to say sometimes even with Ram, they make even the premium sound system an option on their higher trims too. Let me look it up real quick. Hold on one second. For 2025, they actually do give you that standard, which is 17 speaker, which is better than this GMC. But all in all, I think that this is why people are really starting to jump over to GMC trucks. They aren't obviously perfect. There's some things they need to work on too. But as of right now, when it comes down to picking a truck, they do make it the easiest. Let's go ahead and take a look at these numbers and now pretty much end the video. So you guys see the gross axle weight rating. It's gonna be 5,600 pounds. The rear is 7,250, which is class leading. 12.1 gross vehicle weight rating, and then 20 by 8.5 wide wheels. All in payload is 3,669 pounds, and then in curb weight is 8,431 pounds. Gross combined weight rating is 30,000, and you guys see 21.6 for gooseneck, 20,000 for conventional. That's crazy that these trucks can tow that much conventionally. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. I think that most of you guys would agree, even if you don't like GM pickups, they are the easiest truck to buy and spec from the manufacturer.